Hello everyone and welcome to Cinderful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the grey. Today's video, we're going to start collecting Age of Sigmar Warcry video for you, and today we're going to be taking a look at how to get started with a Stormcast Eternals Thunderstrike force using the models out of the Extremis set for Warhammer Age of Sigmar. Now, this is one of the many different variations of the starter set, and we'll do videos talking about all the different ones and how we can build up warbands using all the different miniatures across the different sizes of starter set available. But the Extremis one is the largest one, and this is obviously the Stormcast Eternal half from that, and you will also get a Cruel Boys half from that, and we'll do videos on the Cruel Boys as well. In this video, we're going to talk about all the models we get inside the box set that are Stormcast Eternals and what we can use them for on the tabletop, and then we'll take a look at some other models we can bring into the force as well, and finally finish off with a little 1000 renown warband for you to get an idea on how you can put together everything into a warband to make this all work. Now, with that all said, we get one character inside this box set, and it is the Lord Imperator. He's a pretty solid hero. In Warcry, Stormcast Eternals really do feel like Stormcast Eternals. He's got toughness of 5, 32 wounds, 4 attacks at strength 4, and 2/5 on his damage. He's got some cool access to a couple of different abilities, the first of them being Shock and Awe, which is available to all Stormcast Eternal heroes. It's a double, and a fighter can use this ability only if an enemy fighter has been taken down by an attack action made by this fighter. This activation, this fighter may make a bonus move or a bonus attack. So really good if your opponent's grouping up, or really good to sort of come in, hit someone, then jump into cover. He also has access to a triple called Coordinated Strike, where you pick a number of other visible friendly fighters equal to half the value of his ability within 9 inch, so hoping you get that big 5 and 6 for 3. Each fighter picked can make a bonus move or a bonus attack. A really powerful ability. If this can go off and get a bunch of your other Stormcast Eternals activating, this can be super impactful on the games. Now, alongside him, he gets a Gryph-hound as well. Gryph-hounds are super fun. First of all, movement of 6 is really good. Stormcast generally are pretty slow. Toughness of 4 and 20 wounds. Gryph-hound is a lot harder to put down than one might think. 4 attacks at strength 4, 2/4 make him pretty decent as well. They also get access to a triple called Darting Attack, where this fighter can make a bonus attack action and then also make a bonus disengage action for some really good maneuverability. Sort of jump in, attack, do some damage, then jump out of combat, forcing your opponent to only get one lot of attacks through, which generally is not going to be enough to take out Gryph-hounds. Now, alongside this, we get 5 Vindictors, which of course you can build a Vindictor Prime from. Vindictors are really nice. 2-inch range on them with 2 attacks each, strength 4, 2/5 on the damage. A toughness of 6 is really solid, and 20 wounds. The Vindictor Prime is also available to the unit, and this is going to have 30 wounds rather than the 20, and it's going to get an extra attack. Lastly, we have Praetors. Now, we get 3 of them inside the box set, and once again, you can make a Praetor Prime. Praetors are really cool. Toughness of 5, 22 wounds, 2-inch range, and 3 attacks, strength 5 with 2/5 for the damage. And they've got a cool ability, which is their Soul Forged Guardians rule, which is for a double. A fighter can use this ability only if they are within 3 inch of another visible friendly fighter with the leader rune mark, so a character. Remove a number of damage points allocated to that fighter up to the value of this ability, then allocate D3 damage points to this fighter, so they can take damage off your heroes for you. Really useful. Looking at what other units we can bring into the force, the first one I suggest having a look at is the Nightfex Zilla with the Banner of Apotheosis. Now, this model is pretty cool. First of all, it's a Stormcast hero, so toughness of 5, 30 wounds, also 3 attacks at strength 4 and 2/4 damage is pretty solid. But its real big ability comes from the double Plant the Banner of the Reforged. You can remove up to D3 damage points allocated to each friendly fighter within 6 inch of this fighter. Roll for each fighter individually. Now, what's really cool about this ability, first of all, is you can use this in combination with those Praetors. So first of all, taking the wounds off your hero, then removing the wounds off the Praetors while also healing the your character at the same time, which is really cool. So some great sort of stacking ability to really keep your characters in the fight for longer, which with Stormcast characters, if they're getting healed, is really hard to put them down. Now, other units we could start to have a look at is bringing in some shooting abilities to the army. Noting that the Coordinated Strike triple from the Lord Imperator is usable by shooting units as well, so a Knight Judicator is another cool hero option you might consider. He's got a 6 to 20 inch range, but only one shot, strength of 5 and a 410 damage, so this can be absolutely brutal if it manages to hit. It also does have a cool ability for a quad called Draw the Gaze of Sigmar, where you pick a point on the battlefield that's visible to this fighter, and you allocate a number of damage points equal to half the value of this ability, rounding up to all enemy fighters within 3 inch. So a pretty cool quad to do some really good sort of area damage. If your opponents sort of gathered all their forces in one place, it could be really good at getting rid of them. Other than that, it's a pretty generic Stormcast hero. 3 attacks in combat, strength 4, 2, 4, means he's still no slouch in combat, and you get a couple of cool extra Gryph-hounds with this model as well. And also, this model just looks amazing. Now, continuing on the shooting look, Vigilors are another option. You can of course build a Vigilor Prime out of the box set of Vigilors, and there's a ton of different options to build the models really into some unique models. 3 to 15 inch range on their shooting attack with 2 attacks at strength 4 to 4 damage, but they've also got a cool ability called Guiding Lightning, where they can effectively, if they shoot someone and get the hits on them, they can allow other units targeting that same unit to get +1 to their attack rolls, which is really cool. Lastly, we have Annihilators, and they come in 2 different variations. You can either have the Annihilators with the Meteoric Hammers and the Giant Shields, or you can have them with Grand Hammers. If you choose to go with the Meteoric Hammers, you'll have 2 attacks at strength 5 for 2/5 damage, and a whopping toughness 7 and 20 wounds. They are going to be insanely hard to try and get rid of. If you choose to drop the shield for the Grand Hammer, you'll go down to toughness 6, which is still really, really good, but you'll get an extra attack and you'll be fighting at strength 6 with a 3/5 damage, which is just incredibly powerful. Annihilators are a fantastic addition to any Thunderstrike force for the Stormcast and Warcry, and they're absolutely brutal and really hard to remove in either variation. And so here we have a little sample warband for you. Obviously, Stormcast Eternals. We've gone for the Lord Imperator as the leader. I just think he's a fantastic leader for the Stormcast Eternals. He's got so much cool abilities, especially with that coordinated strike. Now for fighters, we've got 2 Vindictors. We've got 1 of each Annihilator, and then we've also got a Praetor. Now, there are definitely some ways you can play around with this. We're at 1000 renown, perfect with this warband here, but definitely if you want to bring in some different forces, you certainly can. Perhaps if you want to try and get that Banner of Apotheosis in, you could probably try dropping, say, the Meteoric Grand Hammer Annihilator down to a regular Grand Hammer, and then dropping 1 of Vindictors. This should give you around about enough renown that you'll need. Or if not, you can drop the Praetor out, or you can play around with some other things there, potentially dropping 1 of the Annihilators back down to a Vindictor, having 3 Vindictors as well. You can play around with the models in here to get. If you definitely want some shooting in, Vigilors are probably the easiest things to try and squeeze in. You can drop down the Annihilator down to the Meteoric Hammer variation, and then pump up 1 of your Vindictors up to a Vigilor in the same time. Definitely getting some points saved with that, and some other ways to sort of meld around with your force. There's definitely a lot of sort of options you can do with the stuff you've got in the force. For me, it's got 134 wounds here, which is pretty solid, remembering the vast majority of this is toughness 5 or higher, which is just insane when you think about it. There's some really hard to put down units. You are a little bit slow, but definitely with those extra moves, if you can get 1 of those triples off to get that coordinated strike and use the moves and the attacks in coherency properly together, you'll be fine with moving around the table. Well, that's the end of the video. Thank you all for watching. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And while you're at it, drop us a comment down below and let us know what you enjoyed about the video. If you'd like to come chat more with me and other members of our fine little community here at Sinful Gaming, you can do so by joining our Discord server, which is linked down in the video's description. Lastly, if you'd like to help support the channel and get your name up on the screen like all these fantastic people do, you can do so by supporting us either on Patreon or YouTube members. As a special thanks to all our Patreon and YouTube members, we'd love to give them a shout out. So a shout out to our Patreons: Christian Weir, James Soren, Greenskins Gaming, AJC, Kenny Lowell, Outer and Shot First, Andrew Bowen, Nathan Fee, The Rising Ape, Cure Dynamic, Agu, Anthony B, Anton Nilsson, JJ Austrian, Average Wargamer, Domir, Mark Harvey, James Cater, and Dynat226. And a shout out to our YouTube members: Green Roots Gaming, Kenton Young, Chris Wallace, Ronya, Vinny, Lock Lorick, The Johnny84, David Ellsworth, Revenar, Wolfric Nick, Broken Shelf, Adriana Edwards, and Sean Scott. A special thanks as well to Lady Witchfox Art, who does all the amazing artwork for our channel, and to Xmorphic, who does all the amazing background work for our channel's Discord server as well. Thank you all for watching. Once again, everyone, stay safe, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the Grey. Ciao for now.